These are our stories from the driver's seat. Our opinions only, not our employers or school districts. Student safety and privacy always come first. So no names, faces, routes, or, you know that kid, details ever make it on the podcast. Hi guys, welcome to School Bus Banter, episode... Hi guys, welcome to School Bus Banter, episode 13. We're both broke and we're on spring break and we're here recording for you because we want you to get your School Bus Banter content as we always do. How's it going, Joe?
Hi, Jer. Oh, yeah, peachy. Broke and it's cold for spring break.
Dude.
But on the plus side, man, last couple nights I have slept like 10 hours.
Have you been going to bed late, though?
Yeah, late, yeah. But it feels good to not set that alarm.
Yeah, it does.
It really does.
I stayed up way too late last night watching Homeland. I'm like binging it. I just got to season 5, and I love it that I don't have to wait. I was telling my wife last night, I'm like, oh my God, the biggest cliffhanger just happened. But guess what? I get to watch the next episode.
You can keep going.
I can keep going.
Yeah, that's funny because you... Oh, go ahead.
No, I think I watched like 4 episodes in a row last night.
Oh, that's nothing. We've done.
That's a lot for me.
That. That is, yeah. No, you only watch football, right? Because I have there's so much sports on right now. Oh my gosh. The hockey, the basketball, March Madness. And I get into all this because my kids on the bus, they ask me, they're like, who do you got on your bracket? And I want to keep up with them. I want to match that energy and that conversation. You know, I don't want to be like, oh, I don't know. Like, I love it when I can say, oh, dude, my bracket was busted a long time ago because Wisconsin was out. You know, we thought they were going to go out early on. And I have Michigan going all the way. So, I mean, that team's doing good so far.
I kind of want to watch the game tonight as we're recording this.
Yes.
Is the national championship game, but it's only, I guess I can sign up for Sling TV for $5 for a daily pass. And
No,
I can
what do you have for your live TV? It should be on your live TV.
I don't pay for live TV except during football season.
Oh, God. All right. Well, to the bar we go.
No, I'm not watching.
To the bar we go.
No.
Yeah, we're watching at the bar. Why not?
No, you're alcoholic. All right. So we're going to just jump right in. Like I said, this is episode 13. Stories from the road. Do you want to go first? Do you want me to?
Go ahead.
I will go first. So, couple of things, and I got a couple of things. One, just a real quick one. I am like obsessed. No, I shouldn't say I'm obsessed because if I would be obsessed, I would clean them every day. But I like clean mirrors. I like my mirrors clean in my side window, like where I look out to the left a lot. And then at least on my bus, I have the big windshield, and then I have two little side ones too, and then my like driver one. I like to have those clean. So the other day, I have to get on a step stool, of course, because they're too tall. But I put the cleaner.
Oh, you're short.
Oh yeah. Oh, you should talk. You're the same height as me, if not shorter.
No, I think I'm taller than you.
Are you? How tall are you?
5'6"?
I'm 5'7".
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
we'll see.
We'll see. Are we going to measure it like the kids do? We go back to back.
And like in your, yeah.
Yeah. And you're like, hey. So I put the cleaner on like the hood, and there's obviously a crack between the hood and the window. Well, it fell down and I could see it. And I'm like, okay, I'll grab that later. Well, Jerry did not grab it later. And I thought for sure that thing would have exploded because it says don't put it like heated up. But it was fine, so I wish I had more for you, like it blew it up. But
where did it go?
It sat there the whole time.
Oh,
yeah. So it was fine.
Do you use the foam stuff that we get from our mechanic, or do you bring your own?
I didn't know that we had foam stuff from the mechanic, so I did buy my own, just some stuff from Meijer or whatever, or the grocery store. It works fine, but man, the problem is I clean it and it looks great. And then the sun hits it. I'm like, geez, it's like I never even touched it. So then I got to redo it. But anyways, and then my other stories, one of my kids got on a bus for April Fools. Okay. So like some kids get into the April Fools, some kids don't. This kid gets on my bus and goes, Mr. Jerry, you just ran over a dog. And I'm like,
oh my God.
What are you talking about? No, I didn't. He goes, April Fools. I'm like, broski, April Fools is like a prank, not like, you killed the neighbor's dog. And he laughed and I laughed, but I'm just like, oh my gosh. Like, I know he's in 3rd grade. He's got time to master that. And he is a jokester, but like, yeah, running over a dog with a school bus when you have a bunch of kids on it is definitely not a joke.
I would be devastated. Like, no, that would not be funny. It would be the opposite of that. I mean, yeah. I'd have to go out and check.
Right, for sure. And I knew he was joking because he came right back with it. So that was okay. And then the last thing I had was, so do you remember, well, how should I preface this? Do you remember when the airplane hit the fire truck recently and those 2 pilots passed away? It was a Delta flight. Happened last week maybe or the week before. So basically the guy cleared the fire truck to cross for another emergency. I think it was at LaGuardia, and the plane landed and hit the fire truck and killed the 2 pilots. So I don't know why that rattled me a little bit. I watched it and it was kind of far away, but it kind of rattled me. We see so much and sometimes you get desensitized from it, but the other day, and this is kind of the funny part, the other day I'm driving around the corner in one of my subdivision and a plastic fire truck goes ripping down the driveway across me. And I immediately like almost locked it up. Not that I thought I was going to, obviously get hurt from it, but it was a weird feeling. Like that accident, like, played in my head, and then I was wondering if the kid was going to run after it because it was right around the corner. All I could see is the truck running down, and I'm just like, oh my freaking God, can you imagine?
It's happened. The basketball that's rolled in front of me with the kid, you think of the neighborhoods that, especially like I know where you're at and you know where I'm at, there's a lot of kids, just a lot of kids. My run is solely just one neighborhood and my bus is filled. I go in one loop and my bus is filled. So there's so many kids, and that basketball or bouncy ball that rolls out in front, the dog that gets away. There was, we've seen a fox the other day,
very
at the
cool.
End of that was very cool. But the slamming on the brakes and going, well, hopefully you're all sitting in your, nice safe seats, how you should be, because this stuff that's good. Cause this is going to do a really good segment into my next bit, but I can see how I don't really remember that LaGuardia accident that much, but I can see it's just all that stuff that rolls in front of us. It's all plays into how your eyes have to be everywhere.
On that note, have you ever had a close call with a child?
Yeah.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, I had the bouncy ball. I had the bouncy ball roll in front, and the kid come down the driveway before mom was right there saying, stop. And I could see it. I had plenty of time. But the what ifs that whole afternoon, what if I didn't see? What if somebody else was driving, didn't know, because our subs look at the paperwork a lot.
Oh, God.
Instead of, yeah. Yes, I remember that time. I can go to the exact spot of where it happened.
Yeah, it makes sense that they have the big windshield, so you're able to. You get pretty good vision. Other than the bluebirds, it's beyond me. The blue turds. It's beyond me why those windshields are basic. First of all, they're split in the middle, so you got this bar in the middle, and why they're so small. Like you can barely. Okay, that's an exaggeration, but compared to the internationals, they're like half the size of like a vision path when you're looking out front.
And when I pass one, I note that too. I'm like, God, they don't have a big windshield at all. And that distortion on the side, that curved part.
Yeah. It's pretty bad.
I know. I never liked the windows there. No.
The only thing I liked about a blue turd is the acceleration. You punch that gas pedal to the floor and you'll beat anything off the line as far as buses.
You'll beat the next bus off the line for sure, but you won't going up a hill.
No, God, no.
You go backwards
If you
going
got
up a
a
hill.
if you got a full bus and you're hitting the gas up a hill, you're like, "Arr." Yeah, I'm behind somebody that has a blue turd and they're going up a hill. It's just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Those the diesels are great.
Yep.
They have no problem. Not great at the start, but so tell me about how my stuff transitioned to your story, Joe.
Well, like the fox thing, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So after in the morning, when I'm all done, all my kids are at school, I have that little half-hour run where I pick up a couple of kids and run them back to another school, right? They had like 0-hour advanced math, something like that. And I run them to another school. So we're still in the city, right? And I go up the hill to the stopway, and there are turkeys trying to cross the road, only they're half flying. So their hood, they're on my hood. And so they're coming from the right to the left and across in front of me. A couple of them make it up high enough to go over my head. One, or my hood. One does not make it, lands on my hood, launches off my hood to get to the other side. And then two of them are just walking in front of me. Okay, so I have two above, one lands on my hood, launches off that, and then two that are just walking. And those birds are big. They're a lot bigger that close, right? Okay, so blood pressure up, come to a stop. I got to make a left-hand turn. And I do that. A couple of cars clear in front of me. I'm still in town, right? And now we've got mom deer and two babies. And they want to cross in front, and they're almost at the crosswalk, that would have been funny.
Did they put their signal on?
They're a couple of driveways up. And so I stop, another car in front of me stops, but they don't go. So I just go, forward, like very slow. However, if they were coming at, again, they would have done some damage. Those things, that mama deer was big. And I look at my kids and I go, how long have I been driving you? Like, we're still in the city, right? Because all this going on, I didn't jump into a Disney movie or something with foxes and turkeys and deer. It was quite the morning of animals.
Where did you see the fox, though? Where you mentioned
the fox was that wasn't that morning.
Oh, okay.
That was maybe 2 weeks ago.
Gotcha. Well, I think where we drive, there's a surprisingly good amount of wildlife.
Yep. That's constantly building houses and taking away from where they're living. So they're on the move.
Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of torn, right? Like, I'm fine with housing going up. People need houses, but also it is a bummer for the animals. Speaking of animals, I have a trivia question for you about turkeys.
Oh, I didn't know I was going to be tested today.
Yes, you are being tested. Where do turkeys sleep?
Oh, up in trees.
Okay, you got it. Good job.
Yeah, or on a fence line or something.
Do I have a let's see.
Oh, me, buy me that drink. Haha.
What?
My prize.
That was random.
I said we're going to the bar.
Yeah, no. A lot of people don't know that turkeys roost in trees. So that big ass bird flies up into a branch and just sleeps up there at night.
That's why they couldn't get lift to go over my bus that morning, and he had to stop on my hood and kind of launch himself up from that.
Yeah, he had to reassess. He thought, "Oh shit, I jumped way too early."
Calculated that.
That's not going to work. So a lot of people don't know that. And when I tell them that, I used to turkey hunt. My father-in-law was into turkey hunting, and of course, you start dating the daughter, and you got to kind of schmooze up. And I've never hunted in my life. So I did end up getting a pretty big tom at one point. But yeah, wow. I learned quite a bit about turkeys during that about 5-year stint of turkey hunting with him. So,
did you eat it?
I tried it, and it was, because we're so used to the butterball turkey, right? From the grocery store that's pumped full of hormones and juicy, amazing things and fed specific things. And no, this breast tasted gross. It was raw, or not raw, but it was, I want to say rough.
Raw.
Raw, no. It was just, it was tough, and it just didn't have a lot of flavor. We probably should have, soaked it in brine for, 2 weeks before we ate it. But, no, only shot one bird, only cleaned one. That was enough for me, so.
Yep.
Anything else for you?
So this is new and this is fun. I don't know why we've been doing this for as long as the school year's in, but I haven't noticed. I think it might have been your bus or the one behind you. So you and I passed each other on the hill. You're
Yeah.
coming down the hill, I'm going up the hill, and traffic is ridiculous. So it's slow, right? So our buses pass each other slowly. I started playing rock, paper, scissors with the kids in the window. Have you done that yet? If
With
you
my
have you slid
kids?
up next No, but another bus that's next to you.
Oh
So we're
no.
side by side, right? I'm going the opposite way. I'm going up, you're coming down. And I said I don't know if it's your kids, but somebody like when it's nice weather, they have their windows down and they're up where I can view them, and they're doing rock, paper, scissors. And so
Oh
I play with them because we're at a standstill. It's a riot. It's the upper L, so it's fifth
yeah.
through 12th grade or whatever. So, oh my gosh, it's so fun.
It's got to
It's
be
so
it's
fun.
got to be some of the back buses because you're probably when you get stuck at the light up towards the top. Because typically you and I are passing each other. We're almost always moving.
Yeah. It
Yeah,
has to be, it has to be after you.
I know which
Yeah.
bus it is, but it doesn't matter. But that's so
Right,
funny.
right. Oh, it's so fun. It's so fun. And I'm like, oh my, why haven't we been doing this? Because, sometimes that traffic, it's always nice when I can get up that hill quite quickly, though. It's a difference of, having more layover or minutes at a layover. And then my last one is because we are on spring break, but wanted to do this anyway, is another conversation piece I have with my kids on that last day. It's usually like a half day for us. Is I'm like, okay, who's on a plane? Who's leaving me? Who's going where? That's always. I mean, the whole bus is involved in. Like, you're going to Florida. I'm going to Florida too. Maybe we'll see each other in Florida. Not realizing how big Florida is, but and then I have the ones that are, oh, what's a staycation? And I had to explain what a staycation was, and then some that are like, my mom said we get to go to Target and get to pick out something. So I'm like, oh God, your spring break. I feel bad. Like, I'm not going anywhere either and never did, like, growing up
Same.
that much. The ones that maybe my conversation struck a nerve in some kids that maybe weren't going anywhere. So I felt bad after I said it because I always wanted to make conversation with them and keep the momentum up because I'm not going to see them for a while, and, oh, you're going on a plane. You heard about the long waits at the airport. If you're going to go with beaches with shells on it, bring me back some shells. I love seashells. And then the ones, they're just like, yeah, I'm just going to game. I'll be on my computer.
Yeah, I think it's probably a good thing not to talk about it because I remember growing up. Now, I went to a private school, but doesn't mean there weren't. I mean, well, actually, you think wealthy in private schools, but it was a Christian school. But we never went anywhere. We never had any money. And now, even though I do have money, we don't go a lot of places because first of all, I don't like people that much. And 2 years ago, we went to Clearwater on the second week of Christmas break, and it was first insanely expensive. It's like, do I really want to spend quadruple the amount on airfare just to go during spring break? But it was always a sore spot for me when I heard kids talking about going on vacation. I'm like, I even have a kid on my bus, which she's okay. She's very loud, but she likes to tell people where she's going to the Cayman Islands, and she just went like a month ago somewhere else. Like, they have money and that's great. But like, even when that kid tells me that, it was this week and she was like, oh, where are you going? Oh yeah, that's right. You're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Because I had already told her, and that actually hurt. I'm a 50-year-old man, and that's like, why do I care what a third grade girl is going on vacation? Like, I'm glad she gets that opportunity. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm not jealous. It actually just kind of makes me feel bad. You know what I mean? Like I'm not fitting in because I can't, or I choose now not to go on a week-long vacation somewhere.
Yeah, I regret. I mean, I don't regret asking that question
Of
because I
course.
know my kids. I meant no harm. I was just talking to them, but they're like, "Yeah, we have passports." A lot of them. Costa Rica was one. Last year, I had. They went back to like Japan. They visited some home countries that their parents were from or grandparents were from and stuff. Yeah, mine are worldly travelers. I mean, a lot of them they go maybe. if they weren't going for spring break this break, I know that they've been somewhere already or they're going somewhere, but to travel this main week with, oh my God, I can't imagine.
Yeah.
I'm quite content running to stores and helping my mother put up a new mailbox.
Oh, the fun things in life.
Yeah.
Is that good? Are you good there for stories?
Yeah.
All right. Tips and tricks. I want to give an update. I know Joe had talked about we give out tickets, the kids for like putting up the window and all that things. And I hadn't talked to you about it, but I did implement that. It started last week, or maybe the last 2 weeks. Kind of talked about it with them, and and I actually circled back with you and talked again, like, how do you present it, like, blah, 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 because I was like, I don't want to give a ticket every day because that'd be annoying. And so it seemed to motivate a few kids. I have a few kids I can notice that I'm putting up. You got the ones that they know they're going to get one. So they're like, Mr. Jerry, I'm putting up my window, and I was like, well, I'll give you one today, but this is not an everyday thing. All right. I expect you to do that maybe at the end of the week. And like this past week, some of the kids, I gave everyone, so it's been 2 weeks. Every Friday morning, I give everyone a ticket if it's been a good week. Like I haven't had anything extraordinary. And then anyone that has done extra, I give them a second one. The problem is how the school does the tickets. So they don't turn them in for prizes. They gamble with them. They get to put their name on it, and it goes in a raffle for something that they give away on Friday.
Oh.
So I have a couple of kids that are like, yeah, I'm not interested. Like some of the older kids like literally refuse the ticket. So I don't know if it's going to work as well as it does for you. And I'm sure as they get older, these are fourth graders, that kind of couple of the girls that not refuse them, like, oh, I don't want, but like, yeah, I'm good. I don't think they've won with the raffle before. And I don't know if it's grade specific or class specific or school specific. Like, is it one for the whole school? But so I'm going to keep trying it. I do see a little bit of motivation for some of them, but yeah, that's the ticket update.
Well, yeah, I think it's up to the teacher. First of all, especially at my school, is we turn them in, we get pencils or we get the prizes, or it does go in a raffle and they get something bigger, or they bring it to the office and there's, a machine, they get a coin. I think it's all different, but you could say, hey, fourth graders, I know you guys aren't interested in these because you don't think you're going to win, but maybe you're going to win, or maybe Mr. Jerry has something that you could, throw them off.
Yeah, I could do that. And if I think they've been through it enough that they haven't won. And so they, as they get older, they understand like the chances are slim to none. So why bother, right? That's why I don't play the lottery, right? It's because it's just like, it's kind of a waste of money. But you would think if they got it for free, I mean, these are good kids. I mean, these are kids that I'm just giving it off because like everyone got one and they weren't interested.
Yep. We did. We had a stellar week also. So this half day I did, most of my kids were already on vacation. They don't even come to the half day. So I think I had 20 kids. So I gave out 20 tickets. And did you have to buy your tickets, or did you go in and get tickets that the school is doing?
Thankfully, my next door neighbor works at the school that I bus at. So she brought some home and gave me some.
Good. Okay. Yeah. Because I just go in the office, after all my kids are done. If I have some lost and found or something, I'll go return the lost and found, and then I can just go in the office and they give me a stack of them.
Yeah.
And I saw a bus driver at my school also keep them like right on the dashboard. He has this little pocket and it's magnet, and she puts them in there so the kids see them. They're easy accessible, and it's working great for me. This year we've done really good. They're like, sometimes I have to sit at a stop a little bit longer because they want to put the windows up. That's fine by me as long as I don't have to do it. I mean, I'm not in a hurry. So I love it. Yeah. And they're bringing up lost and found. There's not any trash, all just for, these tickets. And I try to write, because they rip the tickets. So half is the ramble or the gambling part that goes into the school. And the other half they get to keep because it has their name on it and why they got the ticket. So I try and do a whole bunch ahead of time. Thank you for putting up windows. Thank you for bringing trash. Thank you for bringing lost and found. I write a whole bunch of those out ahead of time. So then I just have to jot their name on or just give them to them. And they can do the rest. But it's a little bit of homework, but I don't care. I got layover, so that's what I do.
Yeah, I like the idea. I need to pre-rip them because I'm like, Friday morning, I'm just like ripping them each one. I'm like, okay, I need to pre-rip them. So I'm gonna try it for the rest of the year. Try to tweak it, maybe a little, just a reminder. Hey, I'd love for you to pick up trash if you see it. Although the only trash that they're gonna pick up is from them because I clean it up in between the runs from the older kids. So yeah, I think I'll keep working on it. It has worked. It's just not as successful as I would have expected. So
yeah. Don't you hate it when stuff like that backfires?
Oh, well, it didn't
I have a good idea.
I know. Well, it didn't backfire, but it's just I don't know what I was expecting. I wasn't expecting kids to turn them down. That's what and these are these again. I think I said at one time on this show early on, like, who gives a shit about those pencils and erasers? Who fucking wants these? Like, these kids have so much stuff, and you were adamant about, like, no, these little kids love this stuff, and I'm like, really? Because they throw it away or they lose it, and they do not give a shit about it.
Stickers are our new thing.
Stickers?
Stickers.
Kids love stickers. The problem is like you get a variety pack, and then I'm like, I should be like, okay, you get a sticker, but I get to pick it out for you because I'm not.
For sure.
So
yeah, you pick it out.
Yeah, I pick it out. Oh, speaking of that, I bought some for my elementary kids that I work at my midday, and oh boy, did I have to go through the stickers. And a couple of kids found some inappropriate ones, not like horrible ones, but like. Okay, this is questionable from grades 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. This would be more like a 7th or 8th grade sticker. So just
like what?
Just like a meme that, like, I don't know. So like low key, some of them are racist. But I mean, it was so low key, and as an adult, you look at it and it's not racist, but kids look at it and because they're taught about that, So
yeah,
I can't remember offhand, but like. Just things that might, God, what was one? I think one of them said douche on it. What a douche.
Oh, my God.
You know what I mean? So it's like not a swear word, but you can't give it to 2nd, 3rd, or 4th grade. A 7th grader, you'd be like, here you go, dude. You know what I mean? But the school, I think the parents of those kids would kind of frown out if they have a sticker on their water bottle that says, don't be a douche. I got this from Mr. Jerry.
My bus driver gave it to me.
Can you imagine that email?
I get them up at our local, well, I don't want to plug Michael's, but I'll plug Michael's because they have me in there as a teacher. So I get a teacher's discount. And so they have stickers by like category. So you want all dogs, you want all cats, you want horses, you want, and yeah, they go on sale. You can usually buy one, get one. And so I do that. And then they're good for your water bottle and full. Yeah. Oh, the kids love them.
Are they in bins there?
No, they're just in packs in the sticker aisle.
Gotcha.
They're like hanging in front of the stickers in the sticker aisle. Yeah.
Okay.
But they're all, you want just birthday, you want just sports. Yeah. Yeah. It's good. I get those ones. Okay. So good. So that's your update on your tickets. Mine is my tickets. Yeah. My tickets don't work on that type A student I'm going to talk about. I have a couple of these 4th graders that will be off my bus and onto the 5th grade bus next year. Peace out, Girl Scout. They don't allow for flexibility of sarcasm and just general, like, being a kid. They're very serious. And so, for example, I'll be like, oh my gosh, there's water all over the road. No, there isn't. There's barely any water out there. Okay. All right. Sorry. Oh my gosh, the house, it's all white. Why are they painting it all? It's not all white. They've got black around the windows on there. Oh, tree turning in the fall. I'm like, that tree's all red. Look at that. It's gorgeous. We should call it the fire tree. It's not all red. There's some green leaves on there like that. And they want to bicker with you the whole way. I'm like, ma'am, you're 10 years old. We do not have to be doing this on a school bus when I'm just trying to pick out generalized things to talk about, because there are kids that are like, that tree is on fire. How cool. But then you have the one that's just like, no, it's not. So one moved to the back. Thank goodness. I'm like, you're 4th grade. Why aren't you sitting back there? Go ahead.
Right.
You're fine. You're just driving nuts. So the other one wants to sit in the middle with her brother and just treat them kind of poorly. Like, I want this brother to have good memories on the school bus, and I've split them up. I've kept them together. I've called mom because I'm like, look, I'm trying to have positive experience, but I got another mom on my bus here just yelling, and literally yelling. And so I try and make her work for me. She's got safety belt on, right? So she's one of the safeties. And I'm like, okay, let's do some drills in the morning. We get to school 2 minutes before we can let the kids off. So let's work on some safety windows. Okay. And so I'll have this student, usher kids here, and they're great because they have that they're natural leaders, but you can't even let your guard down for a second and just loosen up because they're right on top of you. They'll catch you at anything, like they're black and white, right? There's no gray in between. And I'm just trying to have imagination, right? Like imagination to keep my littles involved in the conversation and being good on the school bus. And okay, here's another example. I'm just running on, but here's another one. Miss Joe, so-and-so has gum. I'm like, okay, what do you want me to do about it? Make them throw it away. I'm like, well, I'm moving, so I don't want them walking down the aisle. Well, we can't have gum on the bus. I'm like, I'm not going to take my finger and swoop out gum in their mouth. If they've got gum, hide it better. For me, that's not a battle I'm picking today, right? Just don't pass out gum. Don't let me see it. And do not walk down the aisle when bus is rolling and throw out your gum. Okay, so now it's all right to have gum? Did those words come out of my mouth? No, but for right now, just
read the room, kid.
Exactly. And
I'm busy.
This isn't a court. This isn't a battle I'm picking today. So that's my type A. I have a couple of them, and it's really, really hard because I feel more tired out by bargaining with them than I do, my littles and making sure they're all sitting good. It's tiring.
Yeah, I get that. I often wonder, as you're talking about the black and white, I have a problem with that. Like, I'm the same way. And a lot of it is, I wouldn't say I've been diagnosed with autism, but it definitely runs in our family. My son is autistic. My sister's 3 boys are autistic. So it does run in the family. And a lot of big traits of that, I think I would consider myself type A, but I go, is it type A or is I'm a little on the spectrum where I have a hard time like seeing a gray area. Like it's this or this. There is no in between.
But as you got older, did you were able to, and maybe you didn't when you were younger, but you'll realize when somebody is being sarcastic or joking, because you're like the biggest jokester in my group.
I know.
Right? I mean,
I know.
You can distinguish the two. So
yes.
I'm hoping, like, for her, I'm like, you don't have to be so serious. I just meant there's water over the road. That was a big pond we went through. That was a pond. That was just some water, like, I don't know, just loosen the strings a little bit just to, so it's fun for her. And she doesn't always have to be serious.
Right. I mean, as far as like that kind of symptoms of autism, because like my son has struggles with sarcasm. He has a hard time picking it up. I don't have a hard time picking it up. So that part of it, maybe I'm just a cockhead. I don't know that I see black and white, but that can be very frustrating. I wanted to go back what you said about the gum. You know what I say to the kids? I say, thank you for telling me. I will talk to them later. That ends it.
Okay.
At least for me, they're like, okay, he acknowledged that I want to say stop being a fucking tattletale, but yes. I say that they get the pride. Yeah. They get the pride of like, oh, I ratted this kid out. And Mr. Jerry acknowledged that I did, and he thanked me for my service. And then, 9 out of 10 times, I'm not going to talk to the other kid. I'm just not going to do it. Or I might briefly like, hey, reminder, we don't, whatever, chew gum on the bus.
Yeah.
Try that once. Maybe it will she gets the pride. Thank you for letting me. I say, thank you for letting me know. I'll talk to that person later.
Okay. Yeah.
Just keep it simple and short.
I think I'm more or less like, oh my God, do you realize what we do up here? That gum is not on my radar right now. But no, they don't. No.
And they're rule followers, which I appreciate. I'm a big rule follower 99% of the time. I mean, we talk about it in our private chats of the people that we see that are drivers that aren't rule followers. I mean, we have the same drama at 50 and 53 that we did when we were in fourth grade. It's just adult versions of it. And that's why it's so frustrating, because you and I are like, oh, you want me to make sure I turn out of this exit? Absolutely. Like, if that's the way the rule is, like, that's what we're going to do. Even if I don't agree with it, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
But those people that don't, they just never grew up, or they're just dickheads. I don't know.
I think they just think nobody's watching and they'll just do it anyway. Because what are the repercussions, really? You know?
Well, that's a topic for a different day. So
okay, I'm writing it down.
All right. Schoolbusbanter@gmail.com. That's how you can get a hold of us. We also have a Facebook group. Links in the description, and our telephone number, which Brian loves to send me messages on, which I forgot. It's one of those things where I need to, when I remember, I need to do it. He had sent a list of some of the songs he uses.
Oh, his playlist.
His playlist. He actually uses something called Tidal, which I know what it is. I didn't know it was less expensive than Spotify, but he still sent screenshots so we can kind of put a list together, and maybe I'll create my own Spotify list and then share that in the Facebook group or whatever.
Awesome. Thanks, Brian.
But the phone number is 757-529-1574. You can send us a quick text or a picture, and we'll try to respond to you. But also, if you get a chance on Apple Podcasts, leave a review. We'd absolutely love that as well. You know, what grinds our gears? This is my favorite segment of the show. Joe, I see what you've written down, and that does grind my gears too.
I don't know which one I want to start with. Okay, I'm going to do, because I recently took my very first and only day off, so I had to have a sub.
Pause. That's amazing, by the way. Like, I can't believe you haven't taken one day off or called in sick all year.
Okay. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Why'd you stop talking?
Oh, because you said pause.
Oh, no, I meant, I would just...
Oh, you want me to pause? God, I thought you were pausing the podcast.
Oh, no, sorry.
Okay, so we're still on.
I'm still on, yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, knock on wood, my immune system's great this year. I don't know. Have I been tired? Yeah. Have I taken one of my shuttles off? Yes. But as far as my PM runs go, no, that was my first. Had a couple appointments, so I said, oh, you know what? I'm taking the day. And I had a sub, and I knew the sub's a good fit for my kids. My kids are goofy. They've got lots of energy, but they're good, right? And so I told the sub before, just go with it. Let me know if anything drastic happens, of course. But I did have, those sneaky students that got on the bus and did not go to their seat assignments. They were in the back, and my kids will not allow that to happen. They will call shit out on anything that is wrong. You are not supposed to be back here. Hi, excuse me. I know you're a sub, but there's a student back here that is not supposed to be back here. His name tag is way up here for a reason. I feel so bad for myself, because I'm like, he has no clue, right? I mean, who these kids are.
Or does he care?
Yeah. Or does he care? Yeah. But my kid, nope. And they'll march the student right back. You sit right here, because that's your name. Look, your name is right here. That is where you sit. It was seat assignments, and dang it. Maybe I'm trying to think of what else they'll just tattletale. They'll call you out. You can't get away. Can't get away with much on my bus.
What's your opinion on the tattletaling? Like, I have some habitual kids. Now, this is my midday. I'm talking that are constantly tattling. It's hard to explain to a child at that age. Like, this is tattling. Thank you for reporting. You know what I mean? Like, if little Johnny is not being nice to you, I mean, is that a tattling? Or they won't play? Let's say not that is a reportable one, but like, they're not playing with me. Is that a tattling thing, or is this something you need to work on? You know what I mean? So it's like, where do you draw the line?
Yeah. I treat them as adults. So you were going into that conversation. Just you turn around, look them in the eye, and say, is this something I need to know? Is there something that you can do about it without having to involve me? Just treat them,
Okay.
have those, because a lot of times they're going to look at you like, huh, I got to figure it out. I'm like, yep, this is, part of growing up, figure it out. But
Yeah.
yeah, you got to know about the bad behavior or, the hurting or anything, because the student for me that ended up in the back just was causing trouble 3 seconds sitting back there, taking somebody's backpack, hiding stuff, come on. If you would have snuck back there and nobody would have known about it, that's one thing, but don't make it obvious and then get marched right back up to your seat.
And I really try to create the environment on the playground and on the bus. Like, I want these kids telling me this shit. Don't hide it. You're not a snitch, because a lot of stuff, I mean, honestly, I don't know if this, happened with me. I have a hard time remembering my childhood, but like, I was abused and a lot of it was hush hush. You know what I mean? Like, I want you reporting that shit. I want you telling me that stuff. Like, if we can stop any of that. And again, 99% of it's all bullshit, but like sometimes that shit's real, you know what I mean? And like that can't happen on the playground or whatever. So I try to create an environment of that. But also, I mean, I got these kids I know when they come up, me and my work partner look at each other and roll our eyes, because we know it's going to be complete bullshit. And that's the stuff that kind of annoys me. Yeah,
just have a big explanation for it, because then just walk away kind of more confused than ever. But for me, I just like having them try and get it on their own. They're independent. Let's,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I am not a helicopter bus driver or a midday. You guys, this is old school. We're gonna figure it out. You're gonna do the time on the wall. You're gonna do the time. I have pretty good kids on the bus, but it's this is we're not gonna pussyfoot around. Like, I mean, I'm gonna be fair, but I'm also not gonna baby your ass.
I think that's why I have such a better time on it, is because we will figure it out together. Let's think about this. Yeah,
for sure.
I was going somewhere with that. I think like most of the time too, I had a kindergarten student that had a really hard time getting on the bus and going to school, and her mom could not bring her. So she was absolutely screaming, crying, fingers on the door with a death grip. She would not get on. And I asked Mom, I said, is there anything on the bus I need to know about? She goes, no, it's at school. When she gets to school, there's a friend that's not a friend anymore, kind of bullying her and stuff. I'm like, okay, so if we can get her on the bus, but not like this, because we can't put her on the bus like this. It's traumatic. It's traumatic for other kids. It's traumatic for her. But let's, call the teacher and give me a day to figure this out. So the next day, her sister gets on, and again, she's kicking and screaming, holding on to Mom's leg. And I told the student, and I said, look at me, but you got to hear me. You got to calm down, hear me. I'm going to walk in with you all the way to class. So just ride with me on the bus. If we get to school and you still think that this cannot happen, I will bring you back, because I knew that once we got to school, it was going to be fine. Right. So, okay. She promised me. So she got on, she dried herself, she sat with me. I gave her Kleenex, whatnot, let her hold Cheesy, who's our mouse, because I'm the mouse bus. And we get to school, and her best friend another friend was waiting at the bus stop. Her mom was in the parking lot just in case. No, sorry, it was not her mom. It was a neighbor. It was her neighbor, because her mom couldn't leave. Her neighbor was there, and she was going to go to the neighbor's car. And I said, nope, I'm going to walk in with you. And I just walked in the office, and she just went off running. Like, she forgot about it. So it worked. It could have gone the other way. Yes. If I think her neighbor would have gotten out of the car and come up there, but she got it. So half the time it's redirect, right? Redirect the attention to something else, and hopefully they forget about it.
Yeah. Was that kid how old was that kid?
Kindergarten.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Bullying happened in kindergarten, huh?
The drama in kindergarten is you think you're talking to teenagers, the stuff that goes on. Yep.
Hilarious. Okay, so this is not bus stop related, but it is for my route. I'm going to show you a picture, and I know you can't see it as you're listening, but I'm going to share this in our Facebook group so I can get your opinion. And it's a social experiment. And so where I pick up my kids for a trip I do every day after my main run, they come out of the high school, and you can see that, right, Joe?
Yep.
So they come out of the high school. You can see that path, and then you can see the yellow is where I'm parked. And right in between the red and the yellow I've shown, there's a mulch bed right there.
I know where you're at. Exactly.
Okay. So the social experiment is like watching the kids walk through the fucking mulch bed and the kids that walk around it. So right at the tip of that yellow part, that is where my doors are. I'm not,
Yep.
I'm facing towards the school. Why in God's name? Like, I have taught my kids, like my personal kids, we don't walk through lawns because I'm a lawn guy. I did lawn care for 20 years. And we don't walk through mulch because people might have flowers in there. It's just disrespectful because people spend time on it. I would bet you half my kids shortcut through that mulch.
Okay. Yeah. Because it's not their mulch. It's not their property. They don't give a flying F. And it's probably looks like crap anyway because we're not putting new mulch down yet.
Well,
right.
There's no flowers in there. I know it looks a little weird in this picture. I just grabbed it from Google Images. So it's like, obviously it's somewhat springtime or summertime, no snow. But yeah, but it really is kind of a social experiment because you're like,
that's funny.
How respectful it is just to walk around. I know it's not yours, but have some respect for the property in general. You know what I mean?
Do you see how our kids treat their Chromebooks? They're not their Chromebooks. Oh my gosh. That's just mulch. Look how they treat their Chromebooks.
But it's almost like it's just how lazy someone is. Like, you're so lazy that you won't walk around. And it tracks. I bet if I went to any high school in America, half of them would go around it and half of them would walk through it, or, close 60-40 or whatever, something like that. But it's funny to watch,
That's
because
did they know you're watching them?
No. Well, I mean, they have to see, because I greet on that bus, I greet every kid like I do my other one. I tell them good morning. So, but no, I watch, because what's there to do for 10 minutes? I purposely don't get on my phone on that because I want to make sure I acknowledge their existence when they come in. I'm not staring at my phone unless I'm like have to quick message something, because I only get a small little 10-minute break there and I got to go. But no, I watch them walk out and I was like, I try to guess like a game. I'm like, okay, so-and-so is they're gonna walk around it today.
That's a fun one.
Shit.
That's awesome.
They didn't. They failed me. So I'm like, are you a douche? No, I know you. You don't seem like a douche, but why are you walking through it?
That's a good one. I know exactly where you're parked at because I subbed that job a lot. So I'll put my door right to that curb right there. But I've never watched. Now I'm gonna watch.
It's a fun game. Speaking of that curb, I try to get that right on the curb, and you only have a little bit, because if you go too far, you hit the curb because it's curving. And
yes.
I'm kidding. I've gotten so good at it. Like, every once in a while, I'll be like, "Oop, a little too far," but like I can put it. And then the second I can't, so the yellow no parking, except the second it's full yellow, I stop. That's where I know I need to
come in on it quick, and they don't think you're going to make it either. They're like, you're going to hit that thing. Like, nah.
Yeah. Nah, how many times, son, how many times have I pulled up here every freaking day for 5 days a week for, and I drop them off there, the other group. So it's like, I hit it twice a day. So
your favorite run of the day?
It's
Kids
not
good,
a bad,
right? Yeah.
What's up?
Kids are good.
Yeah. We worked through some things early on. It's just, I'm a new bus driver, right? So they figure out what I'm going to tolerate and what I'm not. And there were some kids that got suspended and got talked to, just a lot of bad language, and it's chilled out now. But I think for me personally, I don't know if I'm going to bid on it next year. Although if it came down to me, and it's tough to turn that guaranteed money away every week, but
it is. Yeah.
I do miss my break in the morning. So anything else?
So is it wrong to feel frustrated with parents not being home for the bus drop off? Okay. This may be its own little, I could talk about this, but anyway, so there was a comment on here that just kind of venting, but their district says they need to see a parent present for kindergarten, first and second grade.
Okay.
Which, if you look at some of my kindergartners, my first graders are smaller. And so we can just set our first graders free, right? We don't have to see anybody, but our kindergartners we do. They're all different sizes. But there are some of our buses that are calling base every day because their parents not there. And I would get to the point where I would have, like, by now, towards this end of the school year, I'd have a backup plan and just say, if you're not at the stop, your kid's being returned back to the school. And I had, in the middle of my run, far, far from any school. I would have a different run that I'm on now. 6 years, 7 years ago, I had in the middle of my run a student whose mom, it was apartments, and she was in the back and like third floor, and she was never there. They'd call, never there. And it every day it would just hang me up for so long. And it got to the point where my run was extended, or I'd fill out extra time on my run because look, this is taking up my, my time that I don't get paid for. And I couldn't return them back to school because I was far away from any of the elementaries. This is a really sore subject for some people because they think, we come there, we're about on time within a minute or two, right? Every day of dropping off your kid, you should be out there. So I don't know. What's your opinion on that?
Yeah, I mean, I understand how it would be frustrating. I do like the thought of like setting up a plan saying, hey, this is the deal. When we show up, if you're not there, the office will call, but we're moving. You're going to have to pick your child up, or don't even call to say, hey, I like that idea, but I do feel for parents.
This is for the consistent parents, the ones that are consistently. Right. There's going to be accidents. There's going to be times where you're not going to make it. I get that. But every time.
Yeah, I understand that. But I also, like I said, you got the single mom that lives in an apartment that doesn't have a lot of people you can be like, figure it out. And eventually I would say figure it out, and it would get frustrating. But I do have a little grace. I don't have that issue on my mind. I have one kid every once in a while. But I think that's more of a communication issue. They've kind of figured out the time. Usually somebody's home. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, what do you do? Like, you either make a policy saying, you get 3 freebies, and after that, the kid goes back to the school, and then you can pick them up from there. I don't know.
Yeah, and they got to pay. To my understanding, if you if we have to have a student go back to one of the daycares, the parents have to pay to get them out of daycare, kind of like a ransom or a bail or something.
If you're bringing it back to a school that doesn't have daycare, like the midday I work at doesn't have daycare.
Yeah, they do. They have after school.
No, they don't. Daycare. Every school does?
Not every school, but yours does. I know you have before, so I know you have after.
Well, not my bus driving, my midday.
Oh, your midday. I'm sorry. Midday. Yes. You could not bring kids back to your midday one. No.
Well, they still do, though. Because, I mean, I've heard it say bring them back to the school for schools that don't have the
So then what the secretaries have to watch them.
Yeah, I guess. But, yeah, I get it. It would be frustrating. But I like the idea of, like, hey, I'm not even going to fuck with it because it makes all these other kids late. I'm not doing it. I'm going to show up. If they're not there, I'm rolling to the school. And if you get a call in between there and that, if it's convenient for me, I will drop them back off. But more than likely, I'm going to make it hurt a little bit, and you're going to go pick your kid up at school.
Yeah. Okay, good. I feel that same way. And I thought I was being, like I said, there's leniency, but then there's entitlement. And then, there's like, well, I don't get out of work in time. Well, you had a child, 5 years ago, and now they're in school. So
you got to figure it out. You got to. I feel bad for some of these parents. I get it. If they're single parents, it's fucking tough. You're trying to work full time and pay the bills, and then try to be a parent. Like, I get it, but like, you got to make it work. You got to figure it out. So,
okay.
All right. Well, thank you guys for listening. Appreciate you guys so much. Yeah, that's about all I got.
That's everything. Well, that seemed like we have enough stuff for them to listen to.
I mean, it's 57 minutes.
Like, shut up. Woo! Okay, yeah. All right. Thanks, everybody. Go ahead and email us and text Joe or text Jerry. He loves that. Do it really late at night. And as always, same bus.
Same kids.
Different stories.
And remember, just say 10-4.